Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today we're opening up the greenhouse. We have a beautiful day today and a high of over 50. I just watered the cold frame so I could have it open today and get some direct sunlight in there. I don't want it getting too hot with the lid closed. And I started picking up some of the leaves out of the pond here. We're pretty low on the water right now, so I'm actually adding some water at the moment. And I'm not cleaning the whole pond today. I'm just doing little by little. It's got some algae in there, but the water quality is actually really good. You can see all the way down to the bottom where the fish are. Most of the goldfish are staying at the bottom right now. Recently I did see Betty White and Goldie Hawn. They're staying in the caves right now, and I've only seen them once since the pond froze over. I haven't seen the bass. It could still be hiding in that cave. I haven't seen it float up, so I'm hoping it's still alive. But I noticed today that the water was getting pretty low, so I had to start adding some water to the pond. My pump's sitting a couple barrels here in the intake bay, and there's a wall before the rest of the pond. So when the pond's full, I have about 12 inches of water above that shelf going into the intake bay. That's pulling in about 10,000 gallons an hour. You can see the water rippling as it gets pulled in, and I already added a couple inches. Whenever the pond's full, the geyser actually sits flush with the top of the water. But anyway, since it's such a nice day, I really want to get the greenhouse unwrapped. Oh, the geyser came on. And I guess we have some chickens that jumped the fence. I didn't let the birds out yet. But during the winter, we keep the greenhouse covered to try and keep it protected, and it'll last a little bit longer through the years. It's not a scientific method, but we have it covered. And I'm sure none of you left your seed trays out all winter long and never cleaned them up. But I just got the rest of mine cleaned up and dumped all the extra seed starting soil around the greenhouse plants. And now I'm gonna get the straps off, the tarp off, and get this thing all opened up. Echo Puppy's relaxing in the shade. But he always has his eye on me. Alright, I got the greenhouse uncovered and the day is really starting to warm up. Don't need these corn stalk decorations anymore, but there's a couple ears of corn on here that the animals will like. I also have my trellises here that I usually grow the vines up on the patio side. And I don't ever take the vines off whenever we take the trellises down because they're all wrapped on there really tight. I usually leave this vine out in the weather all year long, and that really makes the vine brittle and it's easy to get off the trellis. The trellis I'm using is actually just a Durawall channel you would put inside concrete as a support. So I'm really not worried about leaving it out in the weather. And it makes the job of getting the vine off so much easier. And I'll just put this with the other three, and once we take the covers off the patio, I can mount those on that wall right there above the bench. But we still have some time before it's growing season. Right now it's time to open up the greenhouse. And it looks like my door is off the track a little bit here. We had some wind the other night. I'll just go ahead and pop this back on. And we're all set, pup. Check it out, make sure it's safe. Thanks, bud. Oh, it's warm in here, buddy. Oh yeah, even with the cover on, the sun was still cooking it. I don't think I have a thermometer in here right now. Anything living in here, buddy? Make sure nothing's living in here. I don't need any moles or voles going through my seed starts once I get them going. So if you haven't seen the greenhouse before, this is where I start all the seeds for the gardens on the property. We have a couple racks going down this left side, 3 shelves each, and then we have 3 shelves in the back. Then I have my potting table here, some storage underneath. I have the fan here for some circulation and a puppy for company. What are you doing? You want underneath that fan, bud? All right, let's see. Anything? You gotta clean this up now, pup. Yeah, I gotta clean all these bags up. Oh, some cups. Save them cups. Get rid of the bags. We safe? So it looks like I have some things here to clean up inside the greenhouse. And I also want to get those heat sensitive cylinders hooked up to the windows again. Those are self-opening windows, and whenever it's cold they condense and they close by themselves. And then as the day warms up, the wax expands and it pushes out a piston that opens up the window and helps vent out the greenhouse. Those really come in handy in the spring whenever you're having cold mornings and warm afternoons. These will stay closed until the day warms up enough for them to open. Hop pop. All right, I had to take a break. It was time to let all the ducks and the chickens out into the field. But to hook these windows up is pretty simple. I just need to get this cotter pin that I have stored here. And then I just need to get the window to line up with the piston on the hole here. Oh, the geyser. Look at that view. Somewhere right there. You see that? I need 2 hands. No, not an extra paw. Voila. Now with that cotter pin in there, the window will open as the day gets warmer. There we go. All right, now the windows will work. I don't have electric over here right now to run the fan. And once I get seedlings in here, I'll probably run a space heater. But I don't have power here, so I have to run an extension cord over here for that. And now the greenhouse is open for business. Hey chickens, I got some more corn stalks for you. Here you go. You did such a good job with the last pal. I got some more. I usually take power from right here, but that's not hooked up anymore. I have some electrical work to take care of out here by the pond to hook that up. I don't have the resources to do everything in 1 year. I also have to get my water jugs filled up for water changes on the aquariums. I feel like there's so much to do whenever the weather's nice, as well as exercise an Echo Pup. Port. Bert yelling from the top of the compost. So I just did some cleaning up on the pond. It got it all cloudy now. That's going to filter out pretty quickly with all the water that's moving on the waterfalls and the intake bay. But we got the greenhouse open, and that's a big milestone. You can already see that the windows are starting to close as the sun starts to set. I'm going to start filling up the greenhouse with seed starts. I need to get some seed starting mix first, but it's definitely time to start some perennial seeds as well as some others that take long to germinate. I'm in zone 6A, so let me know where you are and what you're starting this time of year. That's going to be all for this one. If you want to keep following along with everything here at Whitt Acres, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit that like button before you leave. And you can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching.